Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another Tesla news video. This video is about some leaked information about the Model 3 and the superchargers that Tesla own all over the world. Now the thing is that the Model S and the Model X have a free access to supercharging, right? If you buy a Model S or a Model X, you're not going to have to pay for supercharging. Now that's a fact. And the thing is that even since a few months back or whatever, some people, or a lot of people probably have known that the Model 3 will not have this feature. It will not by default come with free supercharging, right? And you might buy that with the car. And that's been okay, like everyone is fine with that. I mean, the Model 3 is a $35,000 car. And as I said, I was a little ignorant in my previous videos where I said that the Tesla might have unlimited funds. No way, that's not true. Tesla have their budget. And I was really ignorant to say that. Tesla have their budget and they have to really think about how they approach this, right? And they launched the P100D not because it was a bad idea. It wasn't a bad idea, really. They could do it and they did it, and it's paving the way forward for the Model 3. So that's a great thing. I shouldn't have said what I said, but you know, I don't know, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. But anyhow, the Model 3 is a very cheap car compared to the Model S and the Model X. So it's understandable, and the supercharging infrastructure is so expensive all over the world. Like, they're trying to double their superchargers, right? There is no Tesla without superchargers, basically. I mean, you could charge it and drive around, but it's not the same thing. So having that security, that going this far, like with the Model 3 you can only go about 345 kilometers, right? Somewhere around that. I was what is that, like 200 miles, 250 miles, something like that? I don't know, somewhere about that. But then you need to be extra secure about superchargers, and that you know that there are superchargers around, or any type of charging station where you can sit there and just charge your car and then move on, right? So they need to increase the number of superchargers, meaning that they need more funds. And the Model 3 itself can probably not, even though it's been pre-ordered about 350,000 times now. What do you say, times? 350,000 Model 3s have been pre-ordered, to say it correctly. Even though that has happened, I don't think it can pay for all that infrastructure, right? They need that funding, so they're gonna have to, for the long term, I think, take some money, extra money for the supercharging. Now, the thing that is leaked is that some hacker thingy guy person straight up went in and saw that Tesla had some type of supercharger credit system. So I'm hoping that it's not that way. I would understand why there would be something like that, because you can't just pay once, maybe, I don't know. But anywho, the supercharger credit thing might be just might not be that expensive, who knows. But hopefully that's not true. Hopefully you could just buy a Model 3 for a little more and then pay for your supercharging forever, instead of using credits and stuff like that. So that was basically the news. Now, the Model S and Model X, like I said, covered that, and it was about, I think the number was around $2,600 from the Model S and Model X that you pay for the supercharging thingy. So that's not too bad, considering how much they cost. Now, these numbers are straight from a news site, and I just read this article and I was like, wow, okay, that's interesting. So they might be incorrect, and again, I apologize for my ignorance in case that is what I'm babbling on about. But anyhow, so that's the case. Yeah, the Model 3 is going to help pay for the supercharger infrastructure, which in turn is going to help pay for the Model 3, because people will buy more Model 3s knowing that there is a good charging infrastructure in the world. And now another problem is that as we go along here with superchargers in cars, now imagine petrol cars. They have petrol, like they use petrol, and petrol companies are different from the manufacturers, right? The car manufacturer, like Volvo, doesn't have their own petrol stations, right? And you can't go to a Volvo place and fill up your tank, really, in that way. So this is the difference here with electric cars. Electric cars and the companies are really just you know, competing with each other now about these electric chargers and this space for these chargers. Now, what I'm afraid about, a little bit at least, is that, which could be a good thing as well, but I'm hoping that it's a good thing for all of us, that they're cooperating somehow, that they're not just pushing out their own products and they're only thinking about their own products. In the end, what we're doing here and what all these companies are doing here, they're pushing for a greener world, right? A beautiful green world with no emissions when it comes to cars, at least. I mean, of course, we have coal plants and stuff still pumping out all this gas, but that could be fine if at least the cars don't have any emission. So we're pushing for that. And what is happening instead, you know, what money always does, might eventually lead to us having really hard time charging, right? And a lot of money for charging, a lot of money and stuff like that. And having a Tesla charging at a Porsche station or a Volvo station, I don't know how that's gonna work. And they do have a little bit. I know people have said they don't have any competition, or they have competition, but they don't have any arguments and stuff like that. I mean, Volvo has stated before things like I mean, that they think that the Tesla autopilot is bad and stuff like that. I mean, they do have some animosity towards each other a little bit. Of course, they're competing companies, so that's gonna happen. But I hope that doesn't affect the rest of us and us really trying to support this green world thing and electric cars and stuff like this. It's really fun. It's really nice. It's a good thing. Let's not just destroy it with all this economy stuff and bull crap. So I hope they think about that. Now, that's all I have. Credits, Tesla supercharger credits or not, whatever. Model 3 is still going to be awesome. A lot of people are going to buy it. I hope I can buy it one day, or a Model S. That's the dream. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, thank you for watching. Enjoy your day. Really enjoy, or really appreciate your support on watching these videos. So take care, and I'll see you in the next one.